think modern politics has developed a very strange problem. Nobody seems to like the candidates that they actually have. And I was thinking that after watching Reform UK's latest advert for their Makerfield by-election candidate, Rob Kenyon. Now, poor Rob has not exactly had the easiest of campaigns. I mean, Question Time wasn't brilliant for him, his deleted Twitter account isn't incredible, and his debating skills aren't exactly about to set Westminster on fire. And because of this, I think that Reform have just accidentally started trying to sell us somebody else.
Identity theft is not a joke, Jim.
Because I watched this advert and my first thought wasn't, wow, Rob looks like a really impressive MP in the making. My first thought was, who is this supposed to be for? Because this is one of those political adverts that feels less like it was made by the candidate and more like it was made by a committee of people who recently discovered TikTok.
How do you do, fellow kids?
And they are now determined to make that everyone else's problem.
What? White van wave, Makerfield gone turquoise. Watch the whole lens rise. Rob Kenyon pull up. Plumber with the tools. David versus Goliath. Spanner in the lab, yo. Straight out the ends, no suit, no tie. White van on the drive, two stacked inside. Turquoise wave is crashing, feel it in the air. June 18th is coming, better come prepared. White van wave.
Now look, this isn't me being mean. This isn't even me being anti-reform. I'm genuinely confused for him. Because who exactly is this for? And look, maybe I'm totally wrong. Maybe there are thousands of young drill rap enthusiasts walking around Makerfield waiting for a political campaign to finally speak their language.
Imagination.
But I have to admit that when I think of Makerfield, I don't immediately think of urban social media aesthetic. I think of Northern England. I think of people who are patriotic, people who work hard. I think of people who wake up at stupid o'clock and go to work whether they fancy it or not. And that's what makes this so weird, is that Rob's biggest strength isn't that he's some political superstar in the making. It's that he's just a normal bloke. And somewhere along the line, we've been convinced that normal is a problem in politics.
Thinking I could
Laurels for spring. Groundbreaking.
We've somehow reached a point where ordinary is boring and authenticity needs to be special effects and every candidate has to be marketed like they're some sort of limited edition energy drink. And I think that the opposite is true, because if I was running Rob's campaign and I have no PR experience, I wouldn't even have him standing in front of a flashy edit trying to become a meme. I'd run with his absolute biggest strength. He's an army reservist. Now, whatever you think of his politics or him or his social media vast or Question Time, that is an interesting and different point about him. We're constantly being told that recruitment is struggling. I mean, there's not a single week that goes by we don't get told this. We're told that fewer people are willing to serve. We keep hearing about resilience and community, duty, national service. And here's a candidate who has actually put his hand up and done something that most people haven't. So why isn't that the campaign? Why isn't he walking around Makerfield talking about service and responsibility or even what he learned as an army reserve? Because instead we've got this dramatic edit and soundtrack trying to desperately to convince me that he's exciting and normal.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
But the irony is that he was already more interesting before the advert started. And that's what modern politics keeps getting wrong. It keeps trying to manufacture authenticity instead of showing us the authentic that already exists in someone. Because the more I watch this campaign, and actually the whole of the campaign for Rob, the more I feel like Reform are trying to sell me a candidate they wish they had, instead of the candidate they actually have.
I was rooting for you! We were all rooting for you! How dare you!
And this is becoming a much bigger problem, not just for Reform, because politics is now obsessed with performance. It wants the viral moments. It wants the clapbacks.
This is fine.
The unknown candidate who may become a social media phenomenon. And nobody seems willing to believe that maybe voters just like normal people. Because the irony is that the more politics tries to manufacture authenticity, the less authentic it looks, and the less that I like the candidate and your party. Because why are you hiding the most interesting thing about him? If Rob's biggest strength is that he's just a normal bloke who served in the Army Reserve, then let that be it. Because the more politics tries to convince me that someone is authentic, the more suspicious I become that they're not. Anyway, let me know what you think below.
Look at us. Hey, look at us.
Look at us. Huh? Who would have thought?
Not me.
Do you think that Rob has been a good choice for reform? Now, as always, let me know what you think below, and do think about giving me a like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.